This might be the simplest photography video I ever make here on my channel, and we're talking about the easiest approach to improve your photography, especially close to home. This morning I'm going to park a roundabout here somewhere. I'm going to walk all the way along the quay, up here, round this corner to here, and then retrace my steps backwards in the exact same fashion to the start. A, B, A74, 40mm, spare battery, that's it, nothing else. Oh, and my dog. I talk a lot about different photography approaches and ways of working here on my channel, and typically when I'm out doing photography, I'm doing one of these four things. The pin and shoot method, where I pin a bunch of subjects that are in close driving distance to each other on the map, creating myself a route, and then I drive to them one after the other. Secondly, we've got the good old just turn up to an area with no plan, plonk yourself in the middle and walk off in any direction and just explore. And this is normally the approach when I'm visiting a town or a city, or maybe an area of a national park or a part of the coastline for the first time ever. And I don't want a plan, I just want to go off exploring. We've then got the one subject approach, where obviously I just visit one prominent subject. Perhaps I'm short on time, or I just want to spend an hour mastering one particular subject that I've had on my radar for a while, maybe scouted in the past, and I really want to come away from there with one final image of that subject. And then last but not least, we've got today's ABA style of photography, where, like I said, I walk along one particular route, turn around, and then retrace my steps exactly back to the starting point. Recently, I had a little sit down and I thought I'd have a look back and pick out some of my favorite images that I've taken so far this year. And it dawned on me when I picked these that the majority of them were taken while doing this A to B to A approach. So me being me and the curiosity nerd that I am, I thought I'd try and figure out why that is. I think a huge contributor to my favorite photos so far this year being taken while implementing this approach is that I'm really drawn to photographs that I don't expect or that surprise me in some way or another. Even if I'm already particularly familiar with an area, I still can't predict what's going to happen on that walk from A to B to A. I'm not sure how many people are going to be about. I'm not sure how the lighting is going to change along that route and how it changes over time when I come back as well. And the chances of me finding or spotting something that I had no idea was going to be there on that route is also extremely high because I'm on foot. The entirety of that time spent out taking photos is done by walking. No public transport, no driving past subjects that I can't pull over for. There's nothing in the way of you taking photos when you see something that catches your eye, and there's also no excuses for not trying to make photos happen regardless of what you're dealt with, because you're there, you're on that route, you've got your camera in hand, and at the end of the day you're there to try and capture some images. If you're familiar with my videos and you watch often, you'll know I'm an absolute sucker for the drive around, pin and shoot style of doing photography. It's by far my favorite way to do it as well. But having said that, what I think that style of photography lends itself best to is having more of a scouting mindset, because most of the time when I do this and I pin a few subjects or locations on the map and I dart around and get to all of them, it's solely so I can get my first impression of a place and also work out which ones of those I'm going to put in the bank and save for future photos, future projects, whatever it may be, and really figure out which ones are worth my time / what conditions I want to go back to them in order to get the best image possible from there. And of course, you can end up spending more time in the car or walking to and from places when you shoot like this than you do actually using your camera, and it can also sometimes be very chaotic and sporadic, and you can be fighting against time a lot of the time as well. Now onto the major gold dust for this video, and this is why I said this may be the simplest photography video I ever make, because when you go from A to B to A, what do you get? You get a second chance at absolutely everything you passed the first time when you're on your return route. Not only can you walk up to a frame and have a second go at framing it up, maybe you notice something different. Like I said before, maybe the light's changed and it looks more pleasing, maybe more people are hanging around and passing and stuff, and it makes the second attempt better. Or maybe you just find out that you're really happy with the first attempt that you did, and therefore that's a great indicator of how you want your photos and how you like your photos to turn out if you smashed it the first time and on the second attempt it's not quite going your way. Basically, it completely doubles your chances of getting great images of the same stuff on the same walk. Apart from the endpoint, I guess, because that's where you're going to turn around and come back, so you're only going to that bit once. Or are you? Because what I did was wander up here a little bit, have a coffee here, and then come back to the B point, which meant I actually visited it twice, although in a shorter time frame than the other places along the route. Also, because your walking direction has now changed when you're on that return segment, even though we should be looking around all the time at everything we can and looking behind us, we might have periods on the going there section where we're picking up at the pace on the walk a bit. Maybe we get fixated on a particular scene and we forget to look backwards or around and stuff like that, which was the case on this image, where I stood around to try and figure out for a while and wanted a solo figure along that path, and it didn't come to light, so I carried on walking and kind of forgot to look behind me. But on the way back on the return route, we're literally put in the position where we are forced to look at everything from the opposite side. And that is when I saw this frame for the first time. As simple as it may be, it was taken in the exact same position I was stood to take the last photo, but I didn't actually see this until coming back the other way. I didn't see that building up there on the hill and the vantage point that you've got of that path leading along towards it. Maybe photographers should get a mirror attached to their head. I could get one installed on my hat, and then I could always look at the rear view while I'm walking forward. Anyway, here's a really good example of the power of having that second look at everything with the changing conditions, light, people, etc. So this was the photo I took of these military boys at the start of doing the walk. and upon passing them on the way back, I much preferred the bright blue spring day light that was glowing around the entire scene. There was also now way more people about as well because it was later in the day, so I managed to catch somebody in this little gap here. And for me personally, I like this image way more than the first one. Of course, that's all going to be personal preference, but at the end of the day, the image you like the most out of the two is the one that matters really. When you amount all of these points together, this is why I think this is possibly the easiest and simplest way to get better at photography, especially close to home when time's on your side and you can book out a few hours just to go on this walk with no distractions and just get the photos in. No crazy driving about and trying to get to a certain amount of locations in a certain time frame, no over-the-top planning, and of course, while there's absolutely a place for all photographic approaches in the world, I do think this one is the one that will drive the most improvement and photo bang for your buck when you are at home and you are looking to improve your photography and get quite a lot of photos in a short period of time and make it nice and easy for yourself to do as well, which is the key. You don't need to overcomplicate it. You can go on a simple route, ABA, take your shots. Good stuff. Thank you all so much for watching. All of the photos in this video were edited with my Foundations preset pack. I'll leave a link in the bio if you would like to support my channel in any way, shape or form. That gets you something nice and helps me pay the bills in return as well. So I really appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you to the new viewers and the returning viewers. And as always, I'll see you in the next one.